Hello, dear students. Today we're going to have something a little different. I'm not sure what to call this lesson, but for the lack of a better name, I call it Considerations on Double Stops. Or, well, whatever you want to call it. We're going to talk about double stops and how they are a very important tool to keep in your belt to give your playing more expression. So whenever you already know at least the first shape of the pentatonic scale, uh, or hopefully you know at least a few of them, but even if you only know the first, like a lot of players do for a while, then once you know them, it's like, okay, what do I do with that? And sometimes it just ends up feeling like going up and down the scale without not a lot of expression to it. So a double stops can help greatly with that. All right, now let's zoom in and I'll show you a few different types of double stops. All right, so I forgot to say in the intro what is a double stop, and it's in general whenever you play two strings at the same time. That is a double stop. For example, I'm playing the first and the second string together. That would be a double stop. Now there are a few different types, and they give different effects and expression to your playing. A very common one is the unison bend. And it's called that because you bend a string, mostly the second or the third, to make a unison or a chisono in this case to the note on the higher string, in this case the first. For example, I'm playing a G here on the second string, and I'm gonna bend it a full step until it reaches an A, which is the A I'm playing here on the first string's fifth fret. And it's gonna sound like this. Or you can do one after the other. Now, if you ever heard any Santana songs, you probably heard that his masterful use of the double stops. Well, basically, any respectable blues player or rock player is gonna have a solid grasp on the double stops. But that's just one example. Unison band, mostly done on the first and second string, and also on the second and third. As you can see, this is based on the first shape of the pentatonic scale. So it's a great way to either begin or finish a solo. Like, all right. Next, we're gonna talk about another one that is called the parallel double stop. I said that's what I call it. It means that we're gonna move in the same direction and in the same amount two different notes on two different strings. Like for example, I'm gonna make a third interval here between the second and the third string, and then I'm gonna move that up one step and then a half step and then go back. All right. I'm gonna start with a single note here on the fourth string and then throw that in. And then I ended with another double stop on first and second string, fifth fret. So in that alternation between single notes and double stops, you can get a wide variety of different expressions and articulations, which is what you want. You don't want your playing to be bland and always like at the same level. You want to have some variety to it. You want it to come up and then go back down. It's what we call in music the intention or nuances on your playing. Now, similar to the one we did, you can also do a parallel bend, which means you're gonna bend two strings in the same direction. That's exactly the same thing I just did, but with a bend on the two strings in the same direction. And then another important one is gonna be the oblique bend, which is another form of double stop, where you're gonna leave one note fixed in the same place, and you're gonna bend another note. For example, I'm gonna leave this note on the second string fixed, and then this note I'm gonna bend it with my ring finger. And you can hear great uses of this in any number of Slash songs from with Guns N' Roses, like in I think in the solo for Knocking on Heaven Door, and also the solo for Don't Cry, and in a number of Guns N' Roses songs, there's a masterful use of the oblique bends. Oblique meaning that one is going in one direction and the other one staying in the same direction, or just fixed as it is. All right, so that's three different examples. We got the unison band, which is what most people think of when you say double stop. Most people are thinking about the unison band. But really, every time you play two strings together, that can be called a double stop. And we also talked about the parallel band and oblique band. So those are three different kinds of double stops that you should try to get in your belt as soon as possible and start applying those to your playing immediately. All right, so I'm gonna stop here for today. Those are three important tools we discussed about the unison band, which is what most people think of when you say double stop. A lot of people use those words interchangeably, but really, anytime you play two strings, that could be called a double stop. So we got the double stop and the parallel band, and the parallel double stop, and of course the oblique band, which is very, very expressive tool as well. So I recommend that you start working on those immediately and try to apply those to your playing to give it more expression. All right, we'll see you next time, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Thank you.